What's up, everybody? I'm Sydney Goodman, and in today's Daily Fix, Reddit uses GameStop to troll Wall Street, and Halo Infinite updates are on its way. Roll a thing. In things I never thought I'd be talking about, Reddit has used GameStop to troll Wall Street. More like Star Fox of Wall Street, am I right? Because there's Star Wolf and Wolf of Wall Street. It was a stretch, I know, but let's get into it. GameStop stock is acting pretty strange lately. Its value has skyrocketed to record levels, which, if you're familiar with the recent and troubled history of the beleaguered retail chain, is surprising. And it's thrust the Reddit group that's seemingly driving the surge into the spotlight. The subreddit WallStreetBets is a wild west of stock investing advice and memes. And now it's seen as a rogue troll army messing with the established practices of Wall Street. This GameStop upswing is just the latest example. So how do they do it? Let's start with what exactly is going on with GameStop's stock, then we'll get to why Wall Street is all upset about it. So GameStop stock, which is traded as GME, peaked yesterday at around $145 a share, compared to a year ago when prices hovered around $15 a pop and fell as low as $3 a share. Some Wall Street investors bet that prior to this spike, GameStop would continue to struggle and began short selling the company. Short selling is a strategy investors use where they borrow stock of a particular company, in this case GameStop, and sell it in hopes that the price will keep dropping. If that happens, they can buy back the stock for even cheaper, then return the stock to whoever they initially borrowed it from, pocketing the difference, or shortfall as profit. It's basically betting that a company will fail, and when it comes to GameStop, that might have seemed like a safe bet. So all these Wall Street investors were basically betting against GameStop, and instead of the stock going down, the prices are going up, which is bad for them because they're still legally obligated to buy back the stock they borrowed. Folks on r/WallStreetBets saw the short and moved in to buy GameStop stock early and cheap, which created a short squeeze and basically means these Wall Street investors were in a losing position. These Redditors could flood the short market, forcing GameStop's stock price higher, and they had no way to stop it. In short sellers rushing to buy while minimizing losses created a general trend of folks buying GameStop stock, which then drove up prices. IGN actually spoke to a few traders from WallStreetBets. They identify as hobbyists and say they invest, quote, on the side for fun. The biggest success story of the subreddit is somebody who goes by the name of Deep Value on WallStreetBets, who regularly updates the subreddit on the price of their option, which is currently valued at, take a guess. Wrong, it's valued at $13 million. If you guess $13 million, write to us and we'll send you an edited version where I say right. The energy the subreddit brings into trading can be described best as chaotic. One thread by user Dumbledore Roth IRA is titled, "I'm not selling this until at least 1,000 plus GME," with an additional expletive and some rocket ship emojis. The subreddit also claims a victory against hedge fund Melvin Capital Management, a short seller that the Wall Street Journal reports is getting an outside investment to help stabilize the fund after a variety of short bets fell through, one of which was Melvin's bet against GameStop. Never bet against the stop, except, most of the time. The reason this GameStop stock situation is so wild is that for the past 3 years, GameStop has very much been struggling. It hasn't been able to compete with digital retailers like Amazon and the growing trend of players buying primarily digital versions of games. But what GameStop does have going for it is its position as a mainstay in the public's gaming consciousness. And I've got to agree, I've waited outside of GameStop for more than one Halo midnight release, among others. This brand recognition has driven WallStreetBets to embrace the struggling brand. And this being the internet, it probably didn't hurt that they got to stick it to some career Wall Street types. When talking to IGN, traders from WallStreetBets says that not only did the Reddit hype factor into their decision to go in on GME, but so did childhood memories. Wholesome. Oh. So what happens next? Well, one not so fantastic side effect of the GameStop stock squeeze is increased scrutiny on WallStreetBets. Mainstream and finance-focused publications are covering the subreddit, and some of the traders we talked to are worried for a few reasons. One says that the news coverage has been, quote, unfair and misleading, often referring to WSB as a single entity that makes decisions for millions of people. But take a glance at the sub and you'll see it's full of people taking all sides on an investment and people posting random shit half the time. Ultimately, there's also worry that the subreddit could be shut down due to negative media coverage. Another trader we talked to mentions that that's happened in the past with other similar subreddits. Quote, The coverage WSB is getting now seems to want to suggest that we're attempting to manipulate the market as a collective single organism. This isn't the case. We're just a bunch of investors who like to chat about what we do. All this to say, Winsty f***ing value selling. I'm kidding, I didn't buy any GameStop stock, although I wish I had. Halo Infinite isn't scheduled to release until fall 2021, and developer 343 Industries has now committed to monthly updates. 343 employee Sketch343 responded to a Reddit post that claims it's been a long time since we've gotten any news on the game and reassured fans that everything is under control and much more Halo Infinite news is on its way. Sketch343 pointed out that the last update came December 8th, not all that long ago, especially when you factor in the holidays, and that some, quote, high-level updates and the next Inside Infinite is coming out this week. They then managed expectations and said, quote, "This won't have world premiere big screenshots or huge things like a date announced, but our goal is to offer our community more context and insights into our team and the game we're making while we're all awaiting the larger beats and full marketing machine later this year. I continue to so deeply want this game to be amazing. I want nothing more than my entire Xbox friends list to be playing for many months, but I'd be lying if I didn't say I'm a little worried." The project director Chris Lee left this past October and was only the latest to leave after creative director Tim Longo left, followed by lead producer Mary Olsen. Granted, prior to Lee leaving, they did bring back Joseph Staten to be the project lead for campaign, who was a key mind during the Bungie Halo era. But I don't know, all these top level folks leaving has me nervous. Hoping for the best though. I actually thought Halo 5's multiplayer was the best since 2, so I think 343 could be onto something. And before you come after me, Halo 3 is my favorite Halo, so I'm not trying to knock it. Also, don't come after me for it being 3 and not 2. And that's Daily Fix. I'm Sydney Goodman, and I hope your day is as awesome as you are. Now that you're all caught up in the news, check out our video that checks out what exactly HBO Max is doing with Harry Potter. Download the IGN app on all your mobile devices, subscribe to Daily Fix on Snapchat, and for all things everything else, IGN.com.